In the early hours of September 4th, 2023, Ana Luisa, a young woman full of dreams and promise, disappeared without a trace. After spending the evening out with friends, she arranged a ride through a rideshare app at 3:12 a.m., intending to head home. However, Ana never reached her destination. As authorities delved into the mystery of her disappearance, the chilling truth behind that night began to unravel. Ana Luisa Pantaleon was just 19 years old when the tragic events of September 2023 unfolded. She hailed from Power Day, also known as Sucre, a small town of around 20,000 residents nestled in the state of Alagoas, Brazil. Ana shared a home with her mother and was deeply connected to her family. To those who knew her, Ana's devotion to her loved ones was unmistakable. Family was her top priority and the foundation of her happiness. Ana was a transgender woman, and her family stood by her unwaveringly throughout her journey. They supported her wholeheartedly, embracing her transformations and celebrating the happiness these changes brought her. Ana's family was her rock, offering unconditional love and acceptance. She shared an especially close bond with her mother, grandmother, and aunt, who provided her with constant encouragement and support, ensuring she always felt cherished and valued. At 18, about a year and a half before the tragic events, Ana made the bold decision to leave her home state of Alagoas in pursuit of greater opportunities. Alongside a friend, she relocated to São Paulo, eventually settling in João Dira, a small area within the city of Osaka. There, Ana moved into a boarding house shared with 12 other young women. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in her life, as she sought to build a brighter future for herself. In her new home, Ana formed many friendships and began to dream of achieving financial independence, determined to create the best life possible. While her family wasn't entirely supportive of her decision to move to another state, they reassured her that their doors would always be open if she ever wanted or needed to return. By January, Ana started exploring ways to earn money quickly, driven by her ambition and the desire to turn her dreams into reality. Ana eventually began working as a sex worker to support herself and work towards her goals. Despite the challenges she faced, she remained full of dreams and aspirations. She hoped to study architecture in college and had even received an offer to work as a model in Europe, a lifelong dream of hers. However, Ana chose to delay those plans to focus on another heartfelt goal: buying an apartment in her hometown so her family could live in a more comfortable and dignified home. Her selflessness and dedication to her loved ones were always at the forefront of her decisions. After working hard and saving a significant amount of money, Ana returned to her home state and fulfilled her dream of purchasing an apartment for her family. She chose to stay with them for a while, particularly to care for her great-grandmother, who was in poor health and with whom she shared a deep bond. After spending meaningful time with her family, Ana decided to head back to São Paulo to begin planning her long-anticipated trip to Europe, which she hoped to embark on in the coming months. However, Ana's life would soon take a devastating turn, becoming the heart of a tragic mystery. On Sunday, September 3rd, 2023, Ana went out for a night walk with two friends from the boarding house. Partway through the evening, she decided to cut her plans short, telling her friends she was feeling tired and wanted to head home early to wash her hair. This decision would mark the last time her friends saw her alive. Ana's friends dropped her off at a bus stop in João Dira, and she was last seen at approximately 2:10 a.m. on the night of Sunday into Monday. After that, Ana seemed to vanish without a trace. Days passed with no word or sign of her. Concerned for her safety, her friends reported her disappearance to her family on September 6th. Alarmed and heartbroken, her mother, grandmother, and other relatives immediately traveled from Alagoas to São Paulo to personally oversee and assist in the search for Ana, hoping to uncover any clues about her whereabouts. 3 days after Ana's disappearance, her family arrived in São Paulo, determined to find her. They worked tirelessly, distributing and posting countless flyers throughout the city of João Dira and raising awareness on social media platforms. Before long, Ana's case caught the attention of the media. A prominent local newspaper conducted an interview with her family, and several reporters joined them as they retraced Ana's steps from the day she vanished hoping to uncover any vital clues. The family also visited the boarding house where Anna had been living and found all of her belongings still there, except for the items she had with her on the night of her disappearance. This discovery dispelled the initial theory that Anna had left voluntarily without informing anyone. While the family continued distributing flyers and amplifying the search on social media, the São Paulo police had already begun their investigation into the mysterious case, determined to uncover the truth. The investigations were closely monitored by both Anna's family and the local media, who provided consistent coverage of the case. In interviews, Anna's family remained hopeful, expressing confidence that she would be found alive. When asked about her possible whereabouts, they admitted they didn't know but held on to the hope that she was safe. After a few days of inquiries, the police requested access to Anna's phone records. This crucial step allowed them to piece together her final movements, bringing them closer to understanding what had happened. Through Anna's phone records, investigators uncovered that she had met with several clients that day, with her final appointment taking place around 3 a.m., near the time she vanished. Security cameras in John Deere captured footage of Anna entering a man's car, identified as a white Volkswagen Fox, at exactly 3:11 a.m. on September 4th. Moments later, at 3:12 a.m., Anna's phone ceased all activity, sending its final signal and plunging the investigation into deeper mystery. The police quickly worked to identify the man seen in the footage, aided by the security cameras capturing the vehicle's license plate and corroborating evidence from Anna's phone records. After an 11-day search, they arrested 21-year-old Lucio Douglas Rebelo da Silva on September 15, 2023. Lucio, an app driver, became the primary suspect in Ana Luisa's disappearance. Despite the mounting evidence, he spent 5 days in custody, steadfastly denying any involvement in her case. Even when confronted with the growing body of evidence, Lucio remained calm and persistently denied any involvement in Anna's disappearance. However, as the investigation progressed and the evidence against him became overwhelming, he eventually realized there was no escape from justice. Lucio confessed to the crime, corroborating the findings of the police investigation. Every piece of evidence collected pointed unequivocally to Lucio as the person responsible for Anna's tragic fate. Lucio's confession on September 20th devastated Ana Luisa's family, extinguishing their hopes of finding her alive. During his statement to the police, Lucio revealed that on the night of the incident, he had hired Anna's services. According to him, they agreed on an arrangement. He would drive her to her destination, and in return, she would provide intimate services. This grim revelation marked the beginning of a harrowing account of the events that unfolded that night. Lucio claimed during his confession that he was unaware Ana Luisa was a transgender woman, a revelation he said sparked an argument between them. According to his account, he canceled their agreement, which he alleged angered Anna. Lucio further claimed that Anna, who he described as being intoxicated, pulled a pocket knife from her bag and attacked him. In his version of events, a physical struggle ensued, during which he managed to disarm her and, in the process, fatally struck her in the neck with the knife. This account, however, would later face scrutiny from investigators. The fatal blow caused a severe wound to Ana Luisa's neck, and she tragically succumbed to her injuries due to excessive bleeding. Lucio claimed that the entire incident occurred inside his Volkswagen Fox. After the fatal altercation, he said he drove Anna's lifeless body to a motel in a neighboring town. There, he wrapped her body in a blanket and stayed in the room for approximately an hour, attempting to avoid drawing suspicion from the motel staff. This chilling sequence of events marked the beginning of his efforts to conceal the crime. After leaving the motel, Lucio drove to another nearby town, where he disposed of Ana Luisa's body in a wooded area. Following his confession, Lucio agreed to lead the police to the precise location where he had abandoned her remains. The body was discovered along the side of a highway, approximately 21 miles from the bus stop in John Deere, where Anna was last seen by her friends. Having been left at the location for nearly 15 days, her body was still wrapped in the blanket Lucio had used, bearing the marks of his attempt to hide the crime. The body was in an advanced state of decomposition, with weather conditions and animal activity accelerating the decay, making immediate identification difficult. However, the clothing found on the remains matched the description of what Ana Luisa was last seen wearing, as described described by her friends. Final confirmation came later through a DNA test, which conclusively identified the body as Ana Luisa's, bringing a tragic end to the search for the young woman. In an interview, the lead detective on the case revealed that after confessing to the crime, Lucio broke down in tears, crying intensely. He expressed deep concern for his own family, particularly his father, whom he described as a strict man who, he believed, would never forgive him for his actions. As the investigation continued, Lucio's family also came under scrutiny. Authorities discovered that his brother was wanted for possession of illegal ammunition and the use of falsified documents, leading to his subsequent arrest during the course of the case. As a result of the investigation, Lucio's brother was arrested for his unrelated criminal activities. The detective handling the case confirmed that Lucio and Ana Luisa had no prior connection or knowledge of each other before the day of the incident. The detective concluded that the motive for the crime stemmed from Lucio's discovery that Ana Luisa was a transgender woman during moments of intimacy, which ultimately led to the fatal confrontation. From the outset, Lucio maintained that the incident was an act of self-defense, claiming that Ana had attacked him first. However, authorities expressed significant doubts about his account, citing inconsistencies and his visible nervousness during interrogations. Additionally, the alleged murder weapon, a pocket knife that Lucio claimed Ana had used, was never recovered, further casting doubt on his story. At the time of Lucio's arrest, Ana's family had a brief but charged encounter with him. Overcome with anger and grief, they had to be restrained as emotions ran high in the face of the man accused of taking Ana's life. Overwhelmed with outrage, Ana Luisa's family had to be physically restrained when they attempted to take justice into their own hands upon seeing Lucio. In an interview, Ana's grandmother voiced her deep anguish, expressing her belief that the crime was premeditated, even though no evidence supported this claim. She described Lucio as a psychopath monster and firmly insisted that he should spend the rest of his life behind bars. On January 11, 2024, the first hearing of the case took place, where witnesses were called to testify, marking the beginning of the judicial process in the pursuit of justice for Ana Luisa. The trial was scheduled for November 13, 2024, at the Second Criminal Court in Carabi, Cuba, with Lucio remaining in custody while awaiting judgment. In interviews, Ana's family expressed their faith in the justice system, hoping that Lucio would receive the maximum sentence for his crime. On the day of the trial, the São Paulo State Court sentenced Lucio Douglas Rebelo da Silva to 16 years in prison. While the family was relieved that justice had been served, they felt the sentence fell far short of what they had hoped for, given the devastating loss of Ana Luisa. Although Ana Luisa's family considered the 16-year sentence far too lenient, they found some solace in the conviction, knowing that justice, albeit limited, had been served. However, their struggles were far from over. Alongside their immense grief, they faced significant challenges in arranging Ana's burial. The release of her body for transfer from São Paulo to Alagoas was delayed by nearly a month, compounding their pain and prolonging their mourning. The high cost of transporting Ana's remains added further strain on the family. They turned to their community and social media to seek donations, mobilizing support to cover the expenses. The overwhelming response and generosity from the public provided the assistance they desperately needed during this heartbreaking time. Finally, on October 12, 2023, Ana Luisa's body was laid to rest. The farewell ceremony was held in her hometown, where friends, family, and community members gathered to honor her memory. It was a deeply emotional day, as those who loved Ana came together to grieve her loss, celebrate her life, and say their final goodbyes to the young woman whose dreams were tragically cut short.